Well, hello there, guys. If you like World War II dogfighting games, you're going to want to take a look at this one. And I know those games are already pretty tough. It's hard to find air war games pretty much for World War I and World War II in general that are strategic as well, or that are strategy games. And Scramble is one of them. I know about a couple of others, but I wanted to take a look at this one today. One thing I think is really, really cool is the dogfight generator. So if you don't want to go through any sort of campaign process or creative process of building a squad, you could just go ahead and get right into the dogfights. Over here, we also have missions and a bunch of different missions, dogfights, intercepting Stuka dive bombers, extra hard dogfights, and of course, new challenges. But we're actually going to jump into the Squadron Leader, which allows you to build a squadron from the ground up with successive losses and kills and, of course, experience amongst your new pilots. Now, we're going to start a new squadron, and the reason I want to do this is I just kind of want us to have a fresh start, period. And we're going to have a roster of pilots. It's mostly English and Polish pilots, and you need to basically, as time goes on, go ahead and get pilots involved in these sorties every day, basically a patrol every day, and kind of see how they do. Now, this guy has bloodlust. Unfortunately, he's got a weak stomach, and he's got a pretty average coordination, which is what's going to be quite important when you start the game, the coordination element of things. Vincent here, he has, a natural full range of controls. We're going to take him, so he's going to be able to do a lot of movements that maybe other pilots would not be able to. And this one is an Avenger, Wallace Gibbs, and also a natural pilot. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to make him the secondary here. And we want to find someone else that is just damn good. This guy's a physical specimen, so he's takes a longer time for him to black out, basically, from G-Force. He's got 9 lives, which gives him a defense boost, and his stick and red are resistant to control limitations. So there's just a bunch of different guys with different skills that we can choose from to be sort of, part of this squadron. And I think being our only Polish pilot here, I'm going to bring on Adolf Sologub as our Alpha Squadron leader. Over here for Bravo section, I'm going to take Alfred Johnson. I'm going to take Liam. Actually, let's leave Liam Vulcan. He's not very good. So this guy's actually quite good. Ewan Simpson and Simon Sucker Tudor. He's claustrophobic. A lot of these guys have skills that a pilot probably shouldn't have, but that's the beauty of the game. I'm going to take this one. He's pretty uncoordinated, but he is a nice daredevil, and I want to see what Orson Janeway ends up doing. So we're going to go ahead, and we can actually progress time throughout the day. So, you can fight at night, you can fight during the day, this sort of thing. We're going to go ahead and move forward and see if we have any issues. Bravo section's going out. And sure enough, guys, it looks like we've got some Messerschmitt to face. Let's see if we can't take them out and hopefully not lose our own planes. As always, I would ask with these videos to please like, comment, and subscribe. We really do appreciate it. And let's take out these German Messerschmitts. All right, so it does look like we're starting below the enemy. As you can see, they are up there. We're going to have to do sort of a turnaround movement to be able to get up to them. So let's do that. We are currently in cinematic mode, but I'm just going to grab the plane here and move it into a desired position. All right, guys, so we are beginning here, and I lied a little bit. I switched the mission because I wanted to do a Stuka interception. It's a lot more fun. I think it's something we can quickly get into action with. Could be mistaken, but we're of course going to turn, guys. We're going to try to get behind these Stuka dive bombers and take them out before they reach, of course, Britain. And who knows where they're going for? They could be going for any number of different cities or towns. We want to put a stop to that. So let's go ahead. We're going to submit our first turns. I don't see the dive bombers being a problem initially. And all I'm trying to do is to get behind them. It's that simple. But at the same time, we don't want to create G-forces that are going to tire our pilots out. So it's sort of a, sort of interplay here. We don't want to turn too hard, but at the same time, we do want to get behind the enemy. Oh boy. Sometimes your pilots, depending on their skill, won't be able to do certain movements, of course. These guys look okay so far. Let's go for it. Oh, and you see what I'm talking about, the G-force? We're already seeing a little bit of that G-force problem. You also need to make sure that your pilots don't collide with one another. This one in particular is getting awfully close to the other pilot here. So let's do this. We're going to have Montgomery. That's perfect. And let's go back to our second pilot. And there's that dive bomber right in the center, man. Now, as you can see, there's also a bailout button, which I absolutely love. So you can definitely bail out in the game. Completely your call. In case your plane starts taking a ridiculous amount of damage, etc. I'm going to try to attack from the top here with Gibbs. Although, again, it's really hard to draw this particular... There we go. I think that works. I do want him to level out eventually, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, here we go, guys. Once again, I think on the turn, I'm hoping on the turn we'll be in range of firing. As you can see, they're already firing at us. There we go. We're firing at them. At this point, I think just staying on their tail, man, is going to be the key. And we can set targets for each individual plane. And I'm going to set him as a target. Good old Moeller. Moeller will be the target for this plane. However, as you can see, Sologob, again, he's quite tired here. His movements are becoming quite erratic. In fact, I can't even control him right now. That's how blacked out he is, essentially. And we want to make sure that Montgomery doesn't go flying into the ocean. So I'm going to start to straighten Montgomery out. Although we do that at a cost, and that is we lose quite a bit of altitude here. However, I am going to, of course, keep the firing going. Here we go. Firing away. We got to straighten him out a bit, though. He is firing away, man. And again, I want to be careful I don't crash into the ocean. I think that should work out perfectly. You guys are seeing that. And we will continue like this. Again, I'm going to keep that ammo toggle just to make sure. And as you can see, I can even aim in the direction of the actual plane. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Unfortunately, Sologob still, or Moeller, Sologob still completely blacked out. We're going to be careful with that friendly fire. As you can see, we're getting awfully close to our other plane. Again, I just want to straighten him out. And same thing here. Just straighten them out a bit. And Sologob just regained consciousness. So let's see if we can't bring him in for the fight. But look at that. It's not looking good for him. I think the safest thing to do is pull him up and out of danger. That's the best thing we can do before we go crashing into the ocean. Let's do that. Wish us luck, folks. Here we go. Oh, so close. The first one is definitely taking some nasty hits. I'm going to keep the firing going. I don't want it to stop. And you can see that ammo is limited, obviously. We were at 600. We're at 508. So we've already fired quite a few shots, quite a few rounds. I'm not going to select the shooting simply because at this point, I think it would actually... We might overshoot the target, but what I am going to start doing, as you guys can see, I'm lowering throttle a bit, just by half. And we did do some critical damage to Meyer's left elevator. That's pretty awesome. And again, Sologob is going into kind of a crazy turn. He's just a very inexperienced pilot. I think we learned something about him today. All we can really do is just straighten him out, get him back on course, and then we can turn into battle. But turning him into battle right now would be, problematic. He could crash. I want to make sure that that target is like right on, man. Here we go. I trust you can get him, buddy. We're gonna remain on that. We're gonna remain on that. We're just gonna keep the marker like that. I'm gonna keep on firing. And this way, we'll kind of make sure the marker is aimed directly at the enemy. And with Gibbs, we can start firing at this target. We'll go ahead, select ammo, and that lets us know kind of where we're going to be firing at. I think that's kind of ahead of the enemy. I hope it ends up targeting them. But we may be underestimating the distance here. So let me do something like this. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. So damn close. We are so damn close. I am going to, of course, be firing on this one. But we're like right behind him. And that's the goal, is to really just get right up behind him, line up the shot, and just take them out. I love these dogfights, though. And then they can, of course, take some time. But in the best of ways. I hate that camera mode. Okay. And look at this, guys, by the way. I wanted to show this off before, but yes, you can actually get into your plane, into the cockpit. All right, let's get back to business here. So roll to horizon. All right, let's go for it. Oh, man, that guy is taking tons of hits right here. Absolutely taking tons of hits. Let's see. Maybe we do something like this. So we've got him set as a target. And I think we do something like this. Of course, we're going to be firing. We want to make sure that we are firing directly on target. And again, this guy on the right, man, he's doing a tremendous amount of damage. So I think I'm just going to keep him doing what he's doing. Continue firing in that direction. And hopefully we end up taking this guy out. Now, we totally forgot about poor Sokolov. Or I should say I did. I do want to bring him back to the fight. Otherwise, he's going to end up going into space. So we'll do this for Sokolov. Just kind of straightening him out. And let's hope that this goes well. Oh, we got flames. We've got flames on that plane, boys and girls. He lost the rudder. I said he's not going to be able to control his plane anymore. We are going to fire. I think we should probably start picking up speed again. Probably not too smart to be at this speed for long. Let's go for full throttle. Continuous fire there. All right. Montgomery. Gonna have to straighten you out a bit. Let's make sure to continue firing. Kind of tougher with Montgomery. There we go. That seems to be decent. And I'm going to keep that same half throttle. And what about Sokolov? We really just need to start descending with him. We're leveling off as much as we can. You know what? I'm going to drop throttle. That's what I should have done before. We're just going to cut throttle entirely and kind of let him fall back down to earth. All right, here we go. I was kind of hoping that that plane 1 would be going down, but it's not going down yet. Glad I'm keeping throttle at half, but now I kind of want to target this guy. Yeah. It's not fair. We'll target this one, of course. We're going to continue that upward trajectory. I will be firing. I will be firing with Gibbs as well, but we got to try to chase down this plane. And now I'm thinking, yeah, we've got to cut the throttle a bit. We just have to hit this bastard. All right, here we go. Got some hits on that center plane, but Gibbs is not getting his hits here. Nonetheless, I'm not doing anything with the throttle at this point. Let's just keep it as is. Continue firing. Let's do something like that, kind of ahead of the plane. I think Sokolov will be just fine. Let's try not to think about him too much. There we go! He's getting some hits. We want to keep those hits going, of course. And now I am thinking of turning up the throttle, at least on Gibbs here. But that guy looks like he could be going down. I think so, guys. I'm going to switch to the second Stuka, and there we go. Yeah. The plane has been shot down, and actually the pilot has bailed. How crazy is that? So we're going to make sure both of them are firing. Montgomery also firing. Getting low on ammo, but still doing what he has to do here. And okay, now that we are falling, we've got to increase throttle to full. Hopefully we don't wind up crashing, because now we do need to actually straighten this thing out. And getting him back to the fight, I don't think Sokolov, there's any chance he's going to get back to the fight. So that's great, guys. We've downed one Luftwaffe plane. Got to be careful here with the friendly fire, and there is a stall warning. We are going to be stalling with Montgomery. That's not a good time to be stalling. Let's boost throttle. And with Montgomery, I think we already have our selection pretty set out. Yeah, something like this. I think that's the best we could do. I don't want to be pulled into a stall here myself. Let's do that. As you can see, these dogfights can get quite hectic. Okay, hopefully we're pulling out of that stall. Even that could be somewhat problematic. That could cause a stall, but we're going to do our best. Right now, just saving that pilot is the most important thing for me. Sokolov is also stalling. It's because we need to... I thought we already increased his throttle, but we'll try again. Oh, I thought that was going to be a hit for sure. Thought that was going to be a hit for sure. You know what? We're switching targets. I think so. And that's Moeller there. Let's just take a look quickly at Montgomery. Go for Moeller. You're really worried about Gibbs here. I'm going to try to put that throttle on full and straighten him out. Yeah, just straighten him out. Solo Gob as well. The only other thing I'm thinking with Montgomery is, can we actually follow here? And we might be able to. Let's go for it. I'd love to see that units can actually parachute out. That is really cool. See, we're right behind him. This should be a good chance to catch up to him for sure. Ammo. Does that work? Yeah. I sure hope so. And Gibbs still has that stall warning. I just want to straighten the lad out. He's been more than helpful in this fight. But I don't think he's returning to it for a while. And how's Sologob? As awful as ever. We're going to try to start turning him a bit. Maybe he can be of use, although I doubt it. Montgomery really is our main ace right now. Oh, baby! Definitely getting hits on the thing. He is quite far away, but we are at full throttle. So I'm going to keep on firing, and we got to be careful here because we're nearly out of ammo. Let's try this. But as you can see, we did do critical damage to the rudder again. I'm hoping we can at least knock that out. Get rid of that rudder entirely. And Gibbs may be able to rejoin the fight, but again, I don't really want to push it. Start turning him a bit towards the fight, but even that can give us a stall warning, so let's just keep it nice and safe. And sorry, we can see Montgomery firing at the enemy. In fact, look at that. Rounds are on target, so I might not even want to change this trajectory. We'll probably just increase just a little bit. But we got to keep in mind that with Montgomery, we're down to like 108 rounds, so we better make something happen here. Otherwise, this guy may end up getting away. There's more damage to the plane. Look at that. He's definitely taking hits. And look at that. Critical damage to the left aileron. Lost aileron. Critical damage to the left wing. I love that, man. He's going to have to go down. I'm hoping anyway. We're going to keep the firing going. As you can see, we are down to our last rounds. That's all she wrote, honestly. Keep it like that. Wow, Sologob turning crazy again. Let's straighten him out a bit. Even that could cause a stall. We're going to try, though. And yeah, Gibbs should be able to return to the fight. Again, I do want to be careful with the stall warnings. Even that's going to give us a stall warning, so we just want to keep it nice and tight. In fact, I might lower throttle to half. Is that a good idea? I think so. Just going to lower to half. Start righting the plane somewhat. And let's go back to our current champion, and that is Montgomery. Oh, that plane's got to be going down. He's got to be going down. He's lost that left elevator. This is going to be our last amount of rounds. We have nothing after this. So we're going to fire a few more rounds. Hopefully we take him out. So I'm going to kind of aim ahead a bit. You can see how quickly the rounds go. That's 600 rounds, of course. All right, Gibbs now. Full throttle. I don't know why he suddenly lost all throttle, because we put it to half. That's weird. In any case, jumping back to Montgomery, our last chance at a kill here for the third plane. And unfortunately, I think this pilot is going to get away. Is there a chance, now this is what I really want to know, is there a chance that that pilot just crashes due to the damage he's sustained? Yeah, I think there is. What's really important is, can we get Sologob back, or one of these guys back, to finish this fight? I don't think Sologob is going to do much of anything. In fact, we're going to just, even if we do put him in a stall, we're going to continue with him. And again, a stall warning for Gibbs. So hopefully we can pull up in time here. It's looking pretty risky. All right, so he's just trying to pull up as quickly as he can. Easier said than done. Yeah, that's all we can really do. Almost feel like we need to bail out soon, but I think that's going to be it with the fight with the Messerschmitts. What I want to know is, what are the final tallies going to be here? Muller is looking damaged, but not damaged enough to make much of a difference. And look at that. We have the bailed out pilot over here. How cool is that? I want to save Gibbs, though. Okay, no, he's still quite a ways from the bottom there, but the stall is real, man. I'm just not able to pull up there. Sologub, how far are you from this fight? Oh, he's incredibly far. We're going to try to pull Sologub up. This could also cause a stall. Oh, he could actually catch this guy, man. Okay, we're going to keep that going. And he could actually potentially get in front of that other Stuka pilot. Montgomery is, at this point, as far as I'm concerned, great pilot. I loved his shooting, but kind of useless at this point. We've got to get Gibbs up and running. I'm not sure what the issue is with him. Maybe that's what it is. We need to actually increase the speed a bit. It's going to look dangerous at first, but we will pull up in time. All right. It's already starting to straighten out a bit. And again, I'm going to keep that full throttle. I think we're going to end up coming underneath the other plane. And what about Sologub? And Sologub is getting close to being able to engage these guys. Trying to see even here. Is that too far? I think it is. I think it is way too far. I actually like to attack like this from above. Just going to kind of keep him steady. Montgomery is just going up into the clouds, which is fine. And what about Gibbs? I'm just going to have Gibbs keep his current trajectory there. No need to fire yet. All right. Definitely setting that as Gibbs' target. Again, I'm not sure. This could be way too early to be firing. I think it is. I'm going to wait just a bit. And then let's go back to Sologub. Maybe for him, it's not too early to be firing. He's got 600 rounds, right? So we might as well take a shot at it. No pun intended. Yeah, I think it's way too far away. Just going to keep Sologub aiming right at him. Let's get over to Montgomery. Don't want him to do anything foolish. So we're going to straighten him out a bit. And there is a stall warning there. We got to be careful with these stalls, of course, but we're going to take the risk. So I want to get into a good shooting position on this plane. And he is far. These guys may end up escaping. Let's do that. And again, I will fire. The distance there is just vast. That's right. Why are we even aiming with Montgomery? We want him away from the fight. He's of no use to us now. All right, solo gob. What about firing here? And I'm really just trying to get that one volley on this plane because he's already so badly damaged that I feel like if we could just get one damn volley on him, he would be going down. Still think we need to get closer, though. Just trying to be careful that Montgomery doesn't stall out or crash. All right, solo gob, come on now. He's got to be able to take out that guy. With 477 rounds, he still has plenty of shots to take. Ooh, getting awfully close. Getting awfully close, folks. I feel like we could actually level her out a little bit more, and for that, we may need to actually drop the throttle a bit. Concerned about the stall warning, but I think we might get better shots this way. We've got a stall warning here as well. And again, I'm going to hold on. I'm not going to start firing yet. Get even more close. Montgomery, please don't go into a stall right now. We don't need it. We don't need the drama. All right. Oh, just out of reach. And actually, I want to be careful with solo gob. Again, his engine has cut. I'm not sure why the throttle cuts so quickly like that. But we're going to have to realign him and fire away. At this point with Gibbs. And he had a stall. That was my concern. Was that Gibbs would have a stall. To get out of it, that's quite dangerous. Oh boy, I think we're just going to try this. We do have to keep in mind, we're still at 3,561 feet, so we have time to descend to recover a bit, if that makes sense. But it's just kind of frustrating having to get back on target. In fact, is that the enemy parachute? I believe it is. That is the enemy parachute directly underneath us. So, Lord, come on. Give us a nice shot, for God's sakes. So let's try to lead the plane. I think the best we could do is that. He is turning. He is turning a bit. Doesn't seem to be liking that. I say we keep on leading, keep on firing in the same direction. And again, Gibbs is once again coming in on the attack, but of course, no point in firing just yet. And still straightening him out. Man, he's like right on top of him. Let's do this. Oh! we're strafing them in just right from the side. Like, this should work beautifully. And actually, I will lower throttle. We were not paying attention to Gibbs, and because of that, we now have to straighten out once again. All right, we're going to get one more chance to solo go up here. Oh, man. Just totally missing. I think I'm going to just take one more strafing run. We've still got ammo, and therefore I'm still going to keep on firing. But no, I think we're still out of range, unfortunately. Just barely out of range. I think I'm going to call it there. What I wanted to do was exit the dogfight, you know, with the existing stats and kind of see how we did. But it's by no means an easy game. This is definitely challenging. It's new to me, this sort of gameplay, as it were. And I welcome it, but definitely takes a lot longer than I expected it to. It's nice and drawn out, you know? It really is. Turn 43. Nonetheless, I like it. I really do. Obviously, the more you play, the better you're going to get at it. I have no doubt that's the case. But it's definitely got a learning curve to it. I'm not going to lie. Trying to chase down some Jerry's isn't as easy as it seems, huh? Apparently not. And again, at this point, we're kind of out of range. There'd be no point in firing. We could go to full throttle. I'm glad that we killed one German plane. That's kind of what I'm happy about, is this guy. And I love that you could still see the parachute there heading down to Earth. It's a shame. I thought we would be able to take a look at kind of what happened, but I'm guessing we would have gotten no casualties, but one knocked out plane. And that would relate to sortie history, which would be listed here. And also the pilots involved would get a little bit of a boost, depending on how they did. Now, I don't think I'm going to be bringing solo go on any more missions, but Montgomery was fantastic in that fight. And I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you did, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. Can't wait to see for this game to come out on full release and show off its full potential.